Second round of the Zurich Classic continues live from New Orleans. Jamie Lovemark for birdie at 16. And this moves Lovemark to 10 under. He finished at 11 under par, still in search of his first PGA Tour win. Take a look at the leaderboard at the time. Lovemark out in front. Johnny Vegas is having a hot round as we are live in New Orleans at the Zurich Classic. Just a beautiful day for golf as we continue to wrap up day number 2. We're live from New Orleans on Golf Central.
Golf Central. Brought to you by Titleist.
Due to a 5-hour weather delay on Thursday, world number 1 Jason Day did not start his second round until just a few minutes ago. He is out on the golf courses. Jason Day will continue to keep you updated as his second round has just begun here on a Friday night in New Orleans. With that, we welcome you to Golf Central. We are live in New Orleans. So happy to be at the Zurich Classic again this year for just a perfect day of golf. And boy, there was a lot of golf played, that is for sure, making up for that 5-hour delay on Thursday. Ryan Burr, along with PGA Tour winner Brandel Chambly, former number 1 player in the world, David Duval. And guys, a lot that jam into Friday and into Saturday. What kind of caught your attention?
Well, for 4.5 days, the bulk of our time, really, we've been talking about the best players in the world, and rightly so. Justin Rose is the defending champion. Ricky Fowler leads the PGA Tour in the all-around statistic, and the number 1 player in the world is Jason Day. But here we are pretty late on Friday, and really we've been talking about Lovemark, Vegas, Varner, and Brian Stewart from 110th in the world to 512th in the world. And right now, it's those players that are stealing the show.
Yeah, and these are some of the situations that arise in tournament golf where the normal rhythm gets messed up, and players like this who are great golfers in their own right, you know, they're out here. They're obviously really, really good. They can get out on a day like this when they're playing a lot of golf and take advantage of it. I think definitely finishing out your round today and being done with 2 rounds is a big advantage, as opposed to having to go out tomorrow, finish, possibly make a cut, wait around, restart your whole entire routines. And I wouldn't be surprised to see these guys playing. You know, Jamie Lovemark, tremendous player. Harold Varner, what a great story, you know. And Johnny Vegas trying to make a kind of a comeback from a lot of things have been expected of him and just haven't materialized the last couple of years.
And for the likes of Ricky Fowler and Jason Day, will be playing until dark tonight, come back early, finish round 2 on Saturday before starting their 3rd round on Saturday. We hope to be caught up to date on Saturday. Let's show you what's transpired here already. Remember, had to finish the 1st round, move into the 2nd round. Justin Rose is the defending champion. Got off to a very slow start, and it proved to cost him.
Yeah, neither of the last 2 defending champions were able to make the cut here, and a big part of the reason why Justin Rose is struggling to be around for the weekend is, well, this club right here. Coming into this week, he missed 49 putts inside of 10 feet. That put him 164th on the PGA Tour, and he missed 8 through the first 2 rounds. There's 2 of them.
But with birdies at 2 of his last 3 holes, he needed this one at his final hole at a number 9 to make the cut. We assume the cut will be at 100. Still a lot of people out on the golf course, but at the time we certainly feel like he needed to get to that to make the cut. He finished even for the tournament. He'll have to sit around and watch. David, you talked about it. Harold Varner III, what a story it is, and he's playing great golf.
Playing beautiful golf. Hit it in a perfect position just to the left of the 18th green there. Had that up coming through the fringe for eagle, making easy birdie, and he did what do I like, Brandel? Bogey free today. Beautiful.
Free, absolutely. He probably liked this putting stroke as well. There was really nothing to pick apart in his long game or the way he attacked this golf course today on the greens.
That was Johnny Vegas. That got him to 8 under. This is Vegas now at 17.
A very intimidating tee shot. Only 161 yards, but the pin is tucked right on that front left. Typically the wind's howling off of the right. Hits it in a perfect position, just to a few feet right of the hole. Make the birdie, tying for the lead.
And then Jamie Lovemark, who we talked about. 80th career PGA Tour start, his best finish, 2nd all the way back at the 2009 Fries.
And you can see the difficulty of what Jamie Lovemark was facing there at the 16th, coming off that hump. That putt broke 3 times and nothing but center cut.
And back to Vegas, who missed his cut in his previous start in Texas. Seems to have found something this week, especially with the putter. He has all that length off the tee, and the putter has been hot thus far in New Orleans. Back to Lovemark.
After a beautiful tee shot on 18, course conditions forced him to lay up. Had just over 250 yards, did the smart thing, put a wedge in his hand and executed it perfectly, knocking it to 2-3 feet, giving him a good look at birdie.
And Lovemark has it at 11 under. It's his second best 36-hole score to par of his career.
And
Vegas.
All carry off of the tee, and that's one of the reasons why you see some of the longest hitters atop this leaderboard with Lovemark, Varner, and Vegas, who makes quick work. 2 big shots at the 7th, left him 50 feet away for his eagle, and he would 2-putt for birdie. And meanwhile, the #1 player in the world at the first hole missed the fairway to the left, David.
Yeah, and he's scrambling from here. Looks like a pretty simple, straightforward pitch, but not really with the grain of the grass growing right into him. You have to pick it cleanly, which he does perfectly. Leaves himself about 4 feet, trying to make this to salvage his par on this opening hole, and he does. And he got away from there.
So Jason Day is off and running. The world #1's got some work to do. 3 under the leaders as they stand right now, with plenty of people looking on sit at 11. That's Lovemark and Vegas. They've separated a bit. Currently 3 up on the legs of Varner. Brian Stewart just getting his second round underway. And as we've indicated, Day and Ricky Fowler just getting out on the golf course. For right now, it is Jamie Lovemark off to a great start with 36 done here at the Zurich Classic.
Most everything's been pretty decent. I'd say I'm putting nice, aggressive off the tee, driving it well, trying to kind of work my irons a little bit. That's something new for me. So it's all a process and, slowly improving.
Clearly in a great spot through 36 holes. Now, what's the mindset going into the weekend? And we don't know how play is going to shake out as far as weather-wise on Sunday.
Yeah, totally. I don't think we'll tee off till a little bit later tomorrow. And then, like you said, Sunday looks bad too. So not sure. Take it slow. The course is gettable, so keep making some birds.
And Jamie Lovemark, an interesting story. When you look at his history on the PGA Tour, I talked about this being his 80th start. He's never made more than 20 starts in a single year. This is his 16th start already this year. So obviously, he's going to get a chance to play way more golf on tour than he ever has before.
Yeah, nothing really. I mean, it's not always that things go to plan, and certainly it's rare when players go from success to success on the college ranks to the PGA Tour. Tiger and Phil certainly spoil us. Jamie Lovemark did everything anybody would want to do in college golf. He was the player of the year. He was the #1 ranked amateur in the world. He led the Web.com tour in 2010, and then to Ryan's point, injuries beset him. We take a look at his trips back and forth between the Web.com tour and the PGA tour every single time that he would graduate. Again, in 2010, he led the Web.com tour. You look at the bottom of the screen there. In 2012, injuries plagued him, but around the greens, when he needed some support, when he wasn't hitting the ball particularly well in putting or scrambling, he didn't have the support. He went back to the Web.com tour a couple of times, came back out here 2013, 2014, but the difference is, well, many in 2015, 2016. First of all, he is hitting the ball better. He's scrambling well, but David, it's one thing to have all the talent. It's another thing to be robbed of your confidence by lack of success on the PGA Tour, and it's not always that players can put those two together to find success again after they've had a lot of scar tissue.
Well, you can really let it set you back, and that goes to a little bit of what comes first, success or confidence. They're so intertwined, it's hard to, and we could argue both sides and just switch out. Jamie Lovemark, clearly, like I spoke yesterday about Ricky Fowler, Jamie Lovemark passes that same eye test. He has all the talent in the world. He's improving his wedge game, his putting, the things that have really held him back. Ron Levin, Bambi, longtime caddy, who caddies for me a lot when I play. He caddied for him before, and he said, you can't believe how this guy drives a golf ball, where he puts it. It is just unbelievable. And if he can figure out how to get it up there a little bit closer to the hole, make a couple putts, he's playing an entirely different golf course, and we're seeing that kind of come to fruition this week.
And this year, really, 4 top 10s already in 2016, so this is kind of a move that has been coming. We'll see if he can take it into the weekend. Tiger Woods also making news on this Friday as Woods was back in Las Vegas for his 18th annual Tiger Jam fundraiser for his foundation. Tim Rosenfort recently reported that signs pointing to a possible return at Wells Fargo. Well, that won't happen. Tiger not teaming up next week, and his future remains up in the air.
Dude, if I could tell you, I would. Because I'm sick and tired of being on the sidelines. I want to start competing against these boys. I miss it.
So Tiger getting closer, but not close enough. Jim Furyk is close enough. In fact, he will play next week at the Wells Fargo Championship. Furyk hasn't played since last fall when he had to leave the BMW Championship, had a wrist injury, needed surgery. Jim back next week. He was the 7th ranked player in the world when he left with the injury. He'll come back as the 21st ranked player in the world, but Furyk will be back next week. When we come back, we'll check in on the #1 player in the world, Jason Day. Pars his first hole today, has it at 3 under. See if he can make a birdie at the par 5. We'll let you know next, live from New Orleans.